What's going on, y'all? Horrified, man, back with a video, man. We're actually doing a reaction to Ewu body cam, and we're tapping in and tuning in to Dad Horrified after discovering teacher's disgusting secret. So be sure to like the video, comment down below. I do have like a law and crime PD type of playlist that I'll link to. It's got all types of criminology, man. So like the video, comment down below, subscribe to the channel, man. Let's get into the video.
What type of perverted person are you? I want to know right now. You are a monster. You're a child.
God preaches forgiveness, man.
Yeah, I'm gonna preach forgiveness when I put my hands around your throat, you stupid mother.
I understand your pissed, man.
No, you don't get, you dumb.
When parents learned their 13-year-old son had been having explicit conversations with a female on his phone, a brief intervention soon escalates into a disturbing investigation that horrifies everyone. As officers investigate the case, a series of shocking testimonies emerge, exposing this horrifying act that managed to remain hidden for so long.
Well, his childhood is already gone, right? He's 13.
It was after 11 p.m. on March 21, 2018, when 27-year-old Brittany Zamora called John, the father of a 13-year-old boy who just made a horrifying discovery on his son's phone. John speaks on 2 occasions that are a part of police records. From the instant the call begins, one of the speakers is emotionally volatile. The following footage has mostly never been seen before.
Don't tell me this is some type of teacher sleeping with the student case.
Zero frameworks to rely on.
Because that's what I'm predicting immediately.
What type of perverted person are you? I want to know right now. You are a monster. You're a child. Do you understand me? No.
Why do you say that?
Oh, see, I'm a lot smarter than you. I'm so much smarter than you. You do not understand how much smarter than you I am. I got you. I want you to know that now. I got you. Do me a favor. Do not call this number back.
What's this say? Last name, blah, blah, blah. Yep, that makes it super official, like in all the love movies. No problem. You're cute, baby. Suspicious text. I don't know what is this in, like a Windows window or what? Like, what application is this?
Back again. The next time you'll hear from me will be in court.
Instagram?
I am coming for you.
I don't look like no Instagram.
Okay.
Yeah, you have a wonderful evening, okay, you stupid.
Can you explain to me? Can we meet, to talk about this? Is there something we can settle out, outside?
Oh yeah, that's what we can do. So I can give you a chance to do it to some other kid. Yeah, that's exactly what we're gonna do. No, Ms. Zamora, do me a favor. Do not call me back again. Do you understand me? Make sure you tell your husband what's going on.
He's right here. Can he talk to you?
Oh yeah, put your husband on the phone. I'm more than happy to talk to that dumb mother too.
Earlier that afternoon, Maria found some questionable messages on her stepson's phone through a tracking app. When she noticed the name of the person on those messages, she was horrified to discover it was none other than her son's 6th grade teacher, Brittany Zamora. Alarmed, she immediately informed her husband, John. When John confronts Brittany, her Zamora, alarmed,
Oh my gosh, you're so cute, baby. I wish you could have stayed after with me. Kay, I wish I could, baby. Me too. I wish I could just hang out with you whenever we wanted. Same. I think about it so much. Ah, baby, I know what you mean. You're all I think about. A 13-year-old kid and a 6th grade teacher. Very inappropriate.
She immediately informed her husband, John. When John confronts Brittany, her husband, Daniel, rushes to her defense, utterly unaware of the devastating truth that lies beneath the surface.
Yeah, he got no idea.
Hey, don't say hey man to me. You got a monster. If I was you, you stupid mother, I'd leave her.
Man, listen.
No, listen to me, you stupid mother. I'll cave your stupid head. Do you want to? I'd love to put my hands on. You're a stupid mother. You know that? You dumb mother. You dumb mother.
Think about, God preaches forgiveness, man.
Yeah, I'm gonna preach forgiveness when I put my hands around your throat, you stupid mother.
I understand your pissed, man.
No, you don't get you dumb. Listen to me. I am not going to settle outside of court. There's not enough money you could possibly offer me to settle this. Get that through your head. Your woman is a monster. And you want me to tell you the whole story? She had another 13-year-old in there watching the whole thing. She's a monster.
Soon Daniel is going to face a rude shock, one that will impact not only him, but the entire community.
How is this dude gonna hop on the phone? Well, come on, man. God preaches forgiveness, but he don't even know the severity of the whole situation. What?
Hey.
So, man, look, this whole situation is crazy. I've never heard of anything like this in my entire life, and I'm sure as a parent, you gotta be livid, pissed, downright hurt.
Stab this mother.
You trust the system. You trust the system, and honestly, this sucks as a husband. As a husband, I am distraught. Let down. I understand, and I'm sure as a husband, you know how this. I mean, it was.
What's his? He got
this
a.
would do to you.
What's he holding? Something very sharp. What is this? Talking about stabbing somebody. What he got right there?
Well, dude, see, the thing is, I don't get with the monster.
I know, God, it's the worst for me. I'm pretty much throwing up. She's confided in me and told me just now all the truth, and it's man, I'm shaking. I mean,
well, explain to me what she's told you.
As a man, I can't really.
No, I want to know. You said she confided in you. Let me know what she told you so I can tell you she told you everything. Let me know if she told you everything. Grab some nuts and talk to me like a man. What the did she tell you she did to a 13-year-old boy?
To be honest, it's more of just the messaging. And
oh, so she didn't tell you everything then? Oh, man.
I mean, I'm hearing it from you, sir. I'm hearing it from you.
Well, you ain't going to hear else from me. Not a thing.
Despite the horrid details that John reveals to Daniel, he comes up with a proposition that only escalates matters.
So what I'm asking you is if you could possibly, Brittany has been a great teacher for a long time. 5 years, she's done so much for so many students and raised so many people's lives from the ghetto. She's been to, parents' homes to talk to students. She's really done the tutoring program. She's done so much, and she made a huge mistake. The biggest mistake of anybody could ever make in the whole entire world. But she got invested in a very, very, very bright, smart, and great student, honestly, and a great person, and probably comes from y'all, honestly. And I get you. I get it, man. You probably don't even want to hear my voice, and I wouldn't want to hear my voice either.
I'd like to hear your voice when I got my hands around your...
I don't get it. Like, it seems like the husband's just trying to brush it under the rug. John, the father of the victim, trying to go straight to the authorities. I think, like, if an occurrence like this happens, it kind of, like, diminishes the 5 years of tutelage you've done, because unless you can confirm the fact that she started doing this weirdo activity and behavior at this instance or at this particular moment, she could have been doing all types of foolishness throughout the whole 5 years, Daniel. You have no clue, really. Especially since she told you half of the story and you still don't know the truth.
Your wife decided to be a monster and prey on a child. She scarred my son mentally. Do you understand what a 13-year-old boy did? Do you get that at all?
What Daniel Zamora does not know yet is that earlier that afternoon, the boy confessed to his parents that not only had he and his teacher been exchanging explicit text messages, but Brittany had been sexually assaulting him on more than one occasion. However, this appalling information still doesn't reveal the full extent of this devastating ordeal.
What would you say happened? So I know. As a husband, man, I want to know this.
Bro, let me just tell you something. I'm not going to go any further because I need to make sure that you guys understand one thing, is that the lawyers will tell you everything that happened. But I'm trying to warn you, my man. What I'm trying to warn you, my man, is you don't get yourself involved, brother. Don't do that.
Man, that's not what a real man would do.
Well, then look, I'm just going to tell you right now. This is the last thing I'm going to tell you before I hang up on you. Don't waste your time calling me back right now. But what I am going to tell you is stay by her, bro. Do that. Your mom, your dad, her mom, her dad, everybody's going to know what this sick did. Everybody. You have a wonderful evening. Don't call this phone back. Have a good one.
The following morning, an officer arrives at 6:30 a.m. at the family's home to collect the boy's cell phone and assess the situation.
Our detectives had asked for is it a tablet?
No, it's the cell phone, sir.
Whatever the cell phone is, that if we can seize that at this point, because they need the evidence. Are you okay with that?
Seizing it, I don't like the idea, and I told the only problem is I told the principal he's expecting me to show him all this too.
The criminal investigations obviously will be shared because he's the one that reported this to us.
Yeah.
So it'll all be shared with the principal.
Hey, did you know you might get...
That's crazy. All these occurrences of like teachers molesting or essaying children in class, or I mean not in class, but I guess, you know, children that they teach, is just, these situations are becoming more and more frequent. Now, a lot of folks will say, well, that's because they're being publicized more often. This stuff has always been happening. And that may be true. But I just don't get how a teacher can involve themselves in something like this. Like, what's going through their mind when they're trying to have relations with the kid? Either they're mentally ill or just, you know, they're just not fit to be teachers, period. Like, or they're manipulating the system to get in the doors as a teacher just so they could commit all this additional wickedness. Like, I just don't get it. You're married too? That's just wild to me. 13?
Before speaking with Brittany, John notified the school principal about the deeply disturbing secrets his son revealed. The principal immediately called police and put Brittany on administrative leave pending an investigation. But this is only the beginning. Police and the parents are yet to discover even more outraging information about this incident.
It specifically happened at the school?
Yes, in the classroom.
Okay. There's nobody else around?
I believe there might have been another boy, but I'm not 100% sure.
Okay.
But not doing it with her, just like a lookout.
Okay.
But I'm not 100% sure yet.
How many times did this happen?
I think it happened 3 times.
Okay.
Well, the problem is he's barely coming out with all the truth. You see what I'm saying?
No, I know. Yeah. He's 13. I mean, he's probably
scared us right now.
The testimony of this other boy who witnessed the crime will soon reveal chilling details that will leave the investigators stunned. As the officer asks more questions, John elaborates on the complaint he registered with the police department after receiving harassing calls from Brittany and Daniel, who pleaded with him not to make an official complaint about the incident.
She called you several times, and you called them about harassment, correct?
Yeah, but the thing is, she called that phone. She called from a restricted number.
Two missed calls from a restricted number to that phone, and another call that was, when we called it back, it was a Circle K.
Okay.
But when we said hello, hello, nobody responded. So that was on his phone.
Okay.
Then a few hours later, we got a call from an unknown number, and we didn't know if it was one of you guys or what. So he answered.
It wasn't an unknown. It was a phone number, like you could visually see the phone number.
Okay.
According to the police report, during the phone calls, the Zamoras repeatedly suggested they meet up and settle this matter outside.
This is sickening, dude. Well, the thing is, to me, it's just like, what I don't understand is like, how big of a weird.
How do you settle a matter like that? Like, somebody please tell me. How is that settled? I'm lost.
Who do you have to be to protect somebody like this?
If they're going to pay him out, there's no price you could put on something like that. Well, we'll pay you X amount of dollars just to, you know, some hush-hush money. And it's like, you can't even really put a price on something like that. Like, that just goes to show you how weird these people are. The Zamoras, like.
I get it.
Makes no sense. It's just nasty, man.
This is, yeah, like you said, you see these on national news all the time.
And that's what I'm trying to keep out.
Later that morning, two new officers meet with the parents and the principal, Timothy Dickey, at the school. As Maria begins by informing the officer about the discovery she made on her stepson's phone, none of them are aware of the horrifying revelations that are still to come.
So I'm reading through the conversations, and I've done this before with other conversations of his as well. But this time I saw at the bottom that it had Mrs. Zamora Instagram profile.
Okay.
That's her name. And then what confirmed it is her first name was used in the conversation where either he wrote it or she wrote it.
Okay.
And they put last name. And so then the conversation just kept on. And it was like he was talking to a girl, like his girlfriend. So I showed my husband the conversation, and then when he came home, we talked to my son. And we told him, you know, we need you to be completely honest right now. We already know the answer to everything we're going to ask. So we just need you to tell us the truth.
Okay.
So we showed him the conversation, and I said, who is this? Who am I talking to? And he said, my teacher.
Okay.
And so my husband just told him,
okay,
have you done anything with your teacher? And he said yes.
He said yes.
On confrontation, the boy revealed further disturbing details to his stepmother.
He told us that when he asked for permission to stay after school to help with the talent show, to set up and make posters, he's doing good. It's the best he's ever done in school, so we are letting him do other things, you know, like participate in sports. And so when he asked to stay after and help, we didn't see an issue with it.
Right.
He even brought home a permission slip to sign and everything. So we said, yeah, go ahead, if you need your help, stay.
Okay.
And he said that that's when it happened.
Getting 8 out. When what happened? So dude was trying to do extracurricular projects and activities for bonus points. And then he was using that as a cover, or that was the first initiation?
Maria, the stepmother, begins to detail how she believes the teacher groomed her child. Approximately a month prior to when things went this far, there had been rumors circulating throughout the class that Brittany had been favoring the victim. However, while some students complained he was getting more attention than they were, others had an intuition that there was more to this behavior. In a later interview at the Southwest Family Advocacy Center, the victim's best friend and witness to these events sheds more light on the rumors that had been circulating. Much of this victim's interview will become crucial to the case.
People started like saying rumors, but they're actually true, obviously. One girl was saying like a rumor about how probably got Ms. Amora pregnant. And there's just other rumors about like how...
This sounds like a girl. And why is this victim or individual 2 years younger? So let me get this straight. Ms. Zamora was having the initial victim, the 13-year-old boy, stay after for whatever. But there was typically a witness who was a lookout or a standby. And they're saying this was the witness. But that don't sound like a boy. Sound like a girl. But I'm just confused why, like, what is this, an inclusive class? Because typically, like, well, if they're in 11 and 13, they're in middle school. But there's not no 11-year-olds and 13-year-olds classes that I recall. Like, what? Am I tripping or something? This may be one of them weird states to where, like, the middle schools are combined. Like, each grade level is combined or something like that, but...
like, they're so close to each other. How, like, oh, they might be dating.
When the rumors got out of hand, the principal paid a visit to the class.
And then Mr. Dickey came. He's the principal, Mr. Dickey, was talking to us, saying, you guys should, like, stop these rumors. And, like, talking about how can you, like, solve this situation by, like, telling the principal, just solving it by teacher, just talking to them. Rumors, and then we wrote on a piece of paper how to, like, solve that situation, those rumors, tell the principal and stuff.
The way we actually confirmed it, I told my son, you're going to Texas. I'm sorry to use this language, you guys want the truth. And I said, you're going to trap her. You're going to make her tell me everything through these messages, and that phone has everything you need to know right now. Everything.
Okay. Took screenshots because
I can show you right now what the messages say if any of you guys have the stomach to freaking read it.
Understandably upset by such a despicable crime affecting their...
You know, I just noticed he got a Bucks hoodie on. Tampa Bay Buccaneers hoodie. Please don't tell me this is once again Florida. Every incident has got to be in Florida. Why? The Florida man incidents, bruh. Everything I cover on, like, my shorts that I was doing in the past, Florida issues. All the crime stuff, majority Florida. Even the more recent video I uploaded was Florida. Florida crazy. They crazy. They say it's the water, but I don't know what it is. But Florida's nuts. And they're mentioning that the principal was privy to all this. He heard rumors and warnings, and he gave the teacher a warning. And why is he trying to act so surprised? Dude acting like, oh, I need to see proof of text messages. And bro, you already heard rumors around the school. You already know that you already got tipped off to something being weird.
Their son, the parents' emotions overflow into grief, but they're still unaware that this is only the beginning of even darker revelations yet to come.
The principal.
His childhood is already gone, right? I mean, like, he's 13.
I'm sorry.
Okay. You take a moment, please.
When Brittany heard about the interviews the principal conducted, she reportedly came into his office frantic and crying, telling the principal that the only thing she cared.
He said that around lunchtime after he interviewed the kids. Brittany came to his office frantic and crying. He said he believed she may have learned that he had been interviewing her students. So the principal knew.
Cared about were her husband and her career. While Principal Dickey asked the victim to stop spending recess time with Brittany, he tried to look for more evidence at school.
Is there any documented history between Brittany and the student?
The following day, after the completion of this interview, Principal Dickey called the officers again to report that the substitute teacher appointed for Brittany's class had discovered some notes in a cupboard that Brittany and the victim had written to each other. With more distressing details revealed in these notes, police execute a search warrant issued on Brittany's house and vehicle. During this search, Daniel once again tries to defend his wife.
You guys have no kids, right?
No, sir. I wish now. Now I really do.
What?
That wouldn't have changed nothing. What do you mean, I wish now? You're married. If she's willing to cross this line and you're in a whole marriage, what would having children change? This guy's a whole clown. Because he'd have to have some type of inkling of who he married. Like, she a weirdo. And he's still defending her. You look like a goofball. You know what I mean? It's just, I don't know. They say till death do us part, but I'm not siding with some clown activity that if my wife's participating in something that's like this vile, justice need to be served. Point blank, period. Like, I'm not gonna sit here, well, please, I ain't gonna call the victim's dad, hey, God, what can we settle? Let's have a conversation outside of court. Like, nah, bruh. I'll report her to the authorities myself. I ain't gonna lie to you. Because at the end of the day, you just accomplished. I don't know if they would take it that far to be like, well, you were accomplished to a crime. Why didn't you come to us with the evidence? But man, the principal sound real fishy. Bruh knew a lot of different things, and he was just like, I need more proof. I need more proof. What? He need to step down. And they were really sloppy with it if they're saying a substitute teacher found notes between the student and the teacher in a cupboard. So y'all was passing notes back and forth, and then y'all just left them in the classroom? Like, at that point, y'all just didn't care. You know, like, it's one thing to go to the extreme of, or the extent of trying to hide it, you know, but y'all didn't care. Y'all just...
Why do you wish you had kids now?
Also, I can have, you know, stuff. I don't know all of what's gonna happen right here, you know, so.
What?
Let's have a little more pieces of her. Pretty much an awesome teacher.
This was a clown. He said he don't know what's gonna happen right here, so he'd want to have a little bit more pieces of her. So you're telling me you'd want to put your children through that shame? Oh, I just wish I had kids right now. Oh, well, why did you want kids? Well, I would have a little bit more for some, you know, pieces of her. I don't know what's gonna happen. Listen to what this fool said, bro.
Well, sir, I wish.
Tries to defend his wife.
You guys have no kids, right?
Well, sir, I wish now. Now I really do.
Why do you wish you had kids now?
Also, I can have, you know, stuff. I don't know all of what's gonna happen right here, you know, so. Let's have a little more pieces of her. Pretty much been an awesome teacher for a long time. One teacher every year. Really? Straight A student, all through high school, college.
Bro, in denial.
A bachelor's degree and
ultimate denial.
When did she earn that teacher of the year?
2 years ago, I believe, at Littleton Elementary.
She's impressive. She's been doing so many good things for so long. For the students in the school, she's been really invested. And that's how they contributed to some of this. She's really been invested all on her.
Your health is your biggest asset.
You can't convince me otherwise. Dude, a whole goofball, a whole clown. Like, come on, he's over here defending. Like I said prior, if this is some type of first offense, well, you got caught. But I'm finding it hard to believe she's been teaching for X amount of years and she was never up to no fishy activity. Nah, he just doesn't know, you know. She hadn't been honest with him about everything she's been doing. Like, bro, once a criminal, always a criminal. You know what I'm saying? Or once you've been on some bogus type of stuff, you've been on bogus. You moved in a certain way that's allowed you to think it was okay and you got away with it. I don't know. There's a first time for everything, but I find it hard to believe this is her first time.
With several statements pointing in Brittany's direction, police now turn to the victim and the witness to record the unsettling details they're about to share. After seeking consent from the parents, officials begin to interview the victim.
I was texting my teacher on classcraft because she made an announcement to the class that she was going to be at school, and for us to text her because she'll be bored.
Now he sounds completely different. Come on, man. The first voice we heard did not sound like this. Now he actually sounds like a young man, a boy.
So she said to text her so she wouldn't be bored, and I said hi, Miss Mora, and then she texted back hi, and then we just started texting. I can't remember all we texted, but then she was like, "Would it be weird if I sent you a winky face?" I was like, "No, it's just a winky face, LOL." And then we kept texting, and I don't remember all we texted, but I was in my room, and she said, she's like, I was bored. She said, I'm bored. I said, LOL, I am too.
LOL. Kids nowadays, man.
School. And for my teacher.
Sent from the parents, officials begin to interview the victim.
Yeah, that's the 11-year-old.
In my room, and she said, she's like, I was bored. She said, I'm bored. I said, LOL, I am too. And then she said, come over. And I said, on my way. And put the car, and I was like, JK. And then we were talking about a school dance, and she said, are you gonna come? And I was like, I don't think so, I might though. And she's like, oh, Salty Bae. And she called herself Bae. And I was like, and I just brushed off. I was like, LOL. Yeah, we would flirt a lot. And we would be at recess, and I would talk to her, and we would flirt at recess. And then, our principal said that.
Oh no, this is the 13-year-old victim. I'm tripping. They're mentioning this is the victim.
We couldn't do that.
That's wild. See, they're saying 13-year-old victim.
We couldn't talk at recess no more. That I needed to go hang out because other kids are getting jealous that I was talking to her and not them. And so I stopped talking to her at recess. And then I would just keep texting. I would text her.
When does the flirting begin?
The first time she flirted with me was a time where she said, well, would it be weird if you sent a winky face? And she's like, come over, tell her school and everything. That's the first time she ever flirted with me.
Do you remember if that happened before Christmas or after Christmas or something else?
I just think it was before because she said that it would suck for Christmas break because she wouldn't be able to see me.
What? She's got lingerie laid out on Buddy's bed,
So before.
What's happening?
The victim continues to describe how things escalated from there when he snuck out from his grandparents' home to meet with Brittany one night, and it was far more disturbing than anyone ever predicted.
Hey, it's Laura.
The interviewer broaches over the more unsettling subjects and makes notes of the events leading up to that revolting act. It wouldn't be long after this that Brittany began making distressing advances on the young boy in the most innocent.
Why is he recording everything? You would think that, was he planning on snitching on her the whole time? Or does she not know that she's being recorded?
Setting.
Where in the classroom exactly were you at when that happened?
At her desk.
At her desk. Is there another time that something happened?
Yeah, she's done that a couple times, but I can't remember every time. That was just the first time.
As the 11-year-old witness begins his interview, it is tragically obvious that given his age, he does not understand everything that he has witnessed.
I was one of the witnesses or one of the people that saw Ms. Zamora and my friend. One night, I wasn't there though. Told me that because he was at his grandparents' house, and he snuck out like at 12 or 11, and he went in the car like 3 weeks ago or a month ago.
Did you see them texting? Did you see with your own eyes them texting every day?
Yeah, he did show me messages, and like he said, "Oh, me and Yamar are texting." Yeah, so I saw them.
That's the thing, man. Kids are always gonna tattle, or they're always gonna spill the beans. So like the fact that you're stupid enough as a teacher to think that, one, is inappropriate, first and foremost, we get that. But like the fact that you think you aren't gonna get caught, because criminals commit crimes with an understanding that they can get away with them. Like, it's just, I don't know. There's got to be something missing up here. You got to be missing a screw. A screw got to be loose up there or something, bro.
Nice.
So tell me everything about the messages. What did they say?
They were just flirting.
So what do you mean they were flirting?
Like, they're texting dirty stuff. Like on Instagram, they text dirty stuff. And then every day, Ms. Moore and messages, so like no one will catch them texting, because isn't supposed to text Ms. Moore. So, and then when her that he'd been texting and texting Ms. Moore in class grad, he said, "Oh, you should not be texting." But then now they started texting on Instagram.
Back in the interview with the victim, the boy says something so unbelievably harrowing that the interviewer is left almost speechless.
She'd be like, "Okay, class, time for CNN 10, get your snacks out and like go find a place to sit down." And then I wouldn't really ever bring a snack. I would just like go up there and I'd press play and I would like put my hand behind the chair, and that's when I did that. And then she would like stand behind me.
Are you older than 8? I don't get what he was doing the whole time.
The witness elaborates further that Brittany often organized viewings of a daily news program for students called CNN 10 and the deplorable acts that really transpired during these sessions.
When we're watching CNN 10, everyone watches CNN 10, and then she has a desk, and then this is a screen. Everyone looks that way. So Lauren said like to come over here so we can have cover, so no one can see.
Is there a time that did you ever look?
Look, no.
Okay.
Because they told me like not to look.
Okay. So that happened one time or more than one time?
More than one time. Like every day, like at 2:40, we do CNN 10. And like not every day, because people want to do CNN 10 and like touch the computer and like pause it and stuff. But most of the time, yeah, you do it, yeah.
As the interview continues, the victim shares more about the beginning of this awful act and how it affected his friendship with the witness.
So was that this school year or a different school year?
This school year.
The school year.
This is the first time I went to this school.
So tell me about the friend that knew.
I told him. But he was like mad because I was like talking to her. He's like, "Bro, do you like her?" Like, no. He's like, "Bro, tell me the truth." And he's like mad. He's like, "Bro, you're not a good friend." And then I like told him. And then he was like, "Alright, I won't tell nobody." But when like that happened, like turn around, and then he said, and then when we were walking back to his house, he's like, "Bro, can I tell you something?" I was like, "Sure." He's like, "You promise not to get mad?" I was like, "Yeah." He's like, "I was watching." I was like, "Well, I wouldn't get mad. I just told you not to look."
When this happened, where exactly were you at?
In the corner.
In the corner of?
The room.
Of your schoolroom?
Mm-hmm.
Or was it a different room?
No,
or?
it was our classroom.
It's your classroom. And where was everybody?
They were all gone.
In a revelation that distresses everyone, the victim discloses that Brittany had been using the witness as a lookout.
Tell me what her dress looked like.
I can't remember that time, but the second time I remember it was black.
The second time? Was that the time in a car? Or do you mean?
No, that was the first time was the time in the car. And then, like, that, actually, I'm sorry, I messed up. That was the third time. The first time was the time in the car, then it was at the talent show, and the second one was the second day of the talent show.
But these nauseating actions weren't only limited to school. Brittany often engaged in more abhorrent behavior outside.
How did she send that to you? Like, what was the social media platform that?
Instagram.
Instagram. Is there a time that someone else saw one of those pictures?
My friend, he's seen that one.
And what friend?
He's been my best friend since 3rd grade.
What school does he go to?
Legacy.
Is that the same school you go to?
No.
Okay.
I used to go to that school, but I don't anymore.
About anything?
Oh yeah, I did.
And what did you tell me everything?
When she first came over to my grandparents' house, I told him that, and then I just told him when I flirted with her.
Then you told him what? I'm sorry.
I told him I would tell him about when I flirted with her, but that's it.
You talked about several of them. Did you use anything else other than Instagram?
Oh, well, I texted her one time off her number, and Snapchat. We used Snapchat, but we didn't really text off numbers a lot.
Did she ever ask you for pictures? Or did you ever send her pictures?
Yeah, I sent her pictures.
The witness also volunteers some details which, sadly, reveal that he was also subjected to a similar incident where Brittany had shown him explicit images in her phone. Both the boys had also observed Brittany's concerns about anyone finding out about this arrangement.
I told my friend, and then I told her that I told him. And then she said she was like mad for a little bit, but then like she got over it.
So how do you know she was mad?
Cause she's like, that's messed up. That's what she said, and she was like mad at me, but I didn't really care.
Ms. Zamora, found out that I knew, a lot about them. Ms. Zamora said, what about if we get caught? I can go to jail. And what about if, or tell us anyone, we'll get in deep trouble.
As the interviews come to a close, both the boys have poignant things to say, summarizing their feelings about the entire situation.
She said, what if we get caught, then I'll go to jail? What if you just didn't commit the offense in the first place? I don't know, man. To think that you can have some type of say things with 11 and 13-year-olds in confidence. Come on, man. They're kids. I know there's people who are grown adults who can't keep their mouths shut, but kids definitely can't keep a secret. So it's that's why I say there's gotta be something wrong in the head. You gotta be mentally impaired in some shape, form, or fashion. How do you think that you're gonna get away with something like that? How do you think it's okay? First off, how do you think that you're not gonna get caught? Second off, it's just weird to me. You're married. You got a whole husband. Yeah, they're mentally ill. But I'm sure there's a lot of teachers out there or, adults who have had relations with children and haven't been caught. But I just don't get this whole trend of teachers doing this. It's all over the news. Every other week you'll turn on the news or see some article online or something about some teacher getting caught having relations with the students. It's just I don't get it.
My stomach just hurts. I don't feel good. I feel like I'm sick.
It's weird how a 27-year-old can love a 13-year-old and do stuff. It's just crazy.
Facts.
Not a good person. Makes me sad and mad.
Bruh, you was the lookout. This kid over here, now he got some nobility. He said it makes me sad. Bro, you was the lookout, bruh.
Mad because he's a bad influence, bad person. She deserves to be in jail. Makes me sad because she was my 6th grade teacher.
On the same day, the parents were interviewed at the school, and John placed a one-party consent call to Brittany Zamora in the presence of 2 police officers. During this call, they don't know yet that Daniel is frantically texting her, leaving notes on what to say to the investigators. Some of these messages said, "Cry, seem helpless, be apologetic a ton," and "Don't admit to any relationship because we both know there isn't one and nothing happened. Just stupid fantasy that went too far." Brittany again asked to settle the matter outside of court. A short time after the incriminating call ended, Brittany Zamora left her home, was intercepted by police.
This was me.
Her husband is still in denial over here. You gotta be a goofball to put up with that.
Into custody.
As I said before, this officer has a body cam on him as well, so just to make you feel more comfortable, even though...
Hey, Brittany, come on over here.
Yeah.
Did you double lock?
I didn't. I actually more on my key.
Okay. Brittany, I'm going to turn your wrist in here, okay?
No, we just want to make sure they don't pinch you.
Okay.
She agrees to a brief interview with a detective, her typical outgoing personality now replaced with a timid mask.
So I wanted you to explain, how this came to happen.
Can I have an attorney?
You can. Is that what you want?
Okay.
All right.
I just don't know if I go traveling.
That's fine.
Will I be going home today?
No.
So will I be in jail? Do these type of things have to be made public?
They don't have to be made public.
These are things you think about before even making a mistake. You know what I'm saying? Like, folks that be like, after the fact, does anybody have to know? Right, people gonna know. Like, what are you talking about?
You've kind of been in the school industry long enough to know that when something happens at a school, letters end up having to go out and people ask questions.
Well, hypothetically speaking, what is the typical, consequence?
I don't know. It varies. I can't give you. I know. I can't give you a black and white answer to that. They take a lot of things into consideration.
I never did anything.
So.
I'm sorry.
That's okay.
What are the next steps?
The next step is basically you do go to jail tonight. I submit some paperwork.
I'm little. They're gonna tear me apart.
Well, if you have problems with somebody, you can voice that to somebody, okay?
The reality of the consequences she's about to face begins to finally settle in.
I am the best husband in the world.
Okay.
And you decided to cheat on him with a 13-year-old. This is crazy.
On July 12, 2019, Zamora entered a guilty plea to a Class 2 felony of sexual conduct with a minor, a Class 3 felony of attempted molestation of a child, and a Class 5 felony of public sexual indecency. She was sentenced to 20 years in the Department of Corrections in Arizona State Prison. She will be registered as a sex offender upon release and be on probation for the rest of her life. She also filed for divorce from Daniel while in jail.
Comment down below, man. Comment down below. Let me know your thoughts on this one. This one's wild. This one's crazy. 20 years. She'll probably get out in 10. I don't know. Like, that's how the system works nowadays. You probably do half of the sentencing, like, if that. Not even probably half. Probably less than that. But she did wrong at the end of the day, man. She's going to have to be held accountable for the wrong that she done. That's all you can say, man. Comment down below. Let me know your thoughts. It's just, hey, guard your children nowadays, man. People be wondering why parents are so overprotective, but it's like, look at the world we live in. It's crazy out here. It's wild.